Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. Today, we're going to be talking about Glitter and Lasers because she's always somewhere doing something, okay? Mainly, I want to talk about her new exercise things. I also want to talk about the wellness retreat she went to and a few other things. So we're just going to be talking about that today, and that's all I have to say about that. So let's just get into it. But before we get into today's video, I want to thank today's video sponsor, AkiFlow. Now, AkiFlow is a longtime friend of the channel, and if you don't know what it is the ultimate productivity tool for busy professionals. Whether you are an entrepreneur or in a corporate environment, or if you're someone like me who is both, I have a full-time job and I have my channel. AkiFlow simplifies your life by seamlessly combining time blocking and integrations into one intuitive platform. If you know me, then you know I have a bit of a spicy brain and it can make it very hard for me to compartmentalize my tasks for the day between my 9 to 5 and my channel. I thought I had a pretty good system going, but then AkiFlow came into my life and I was like, wow, this makes it so much easier. AkiFlow simplifies time management by allowing users to block time directly on their calendar, which helps improve focus, minimize procrastination, which is a big issue for your girl, and it helps enhance overall productivity. The universal inbox feature is so cool. It will collect tasks from platforms like Gmail, Asana, Slack, and Notion, and put them all in one place for you to organize and block out. The AI Copilot truly is a co-pilot because it will learn your user habits and make intelligent suggestions and auto-assign tasks based on individual preferences. And the stats feature is also really cool because it provides detailed insights into how much time you are giving to a certain task, and it will help identify areas for improvement and track progress over time to help you make sure that you're working as efficiently as possible. Overall, as someone who takes so much time planning out my days and weeks that planning those tasks became a task itself for me, AkiFlow has made my life so much easier. If you want to check out AkiFlow for yourself, use the link down below in my description to enhance your own productivity. Thank you so much to AkiFlow for continuing to sponsor my channel, and as always, thank you so much to you guys for continuing to interact with my content so that brands like AkiFlow want to keep working with me. Okay, now let's get back into the video. So if you don't know who Anna or Glitter and Lasers is, I've talked about her so much on my channel. I've done a whole history lesson on her, but I've also done videos before that and a follow-up on her, so I will link all of those down below for your enjoyment. Overall, she came onto the scene as like a body positivity, health at every size, fat acceptance creator, but over time has started her own health journey, and a lot of that has involved a lot of undisclosed partnerships and a lot of just shilling shit all the time. Her most recent health journey has involved her lipedema diagnosis, and she's been having a lot of plastic surgeries, which a lot of people who know what they're talking about say were not necessary. And I personally think, and a lot of people think, that there was some kind of partnership there with the clinic that she worked with for those surgeries, even though she denies it. But she has also just had so many undisclosed partnerships, it's not even funny. One, the most jarring for me, and I will always bring this up, was she partnered with Novo Nordisk, aka the pharmaceutical company behind things like Ozempic and Wegovy, and did not tell her audience until like a year after she had been using that product. So yeah, that's a little bit about Anna. Overall, I think the vibes that people who are critical of her get is that she's just very obnoxious, if I'm being quite frank. So that's a little bit about her, but like I said, I have so many videos talking about her. The thing I wanted to talk about here, I wanted to talk about first the wellness retreat that she went on, because she posted a lot about it on her Instagram, and so I want to go over the post she made about that wellness retreat. So the first time we really see it mentioned is in a post. Let me see if I can find it here. It's this video, and I'll play it here first.
Been keeping a secret. For the past 3 weeks, I have been off social media, and I secretly checked into a wellness retreat in North Carolina. Now, the goal of this visit was just to figure out where my body was, what I was capable of after all of my surgeries and all the rigmarole I've been through the past couple of years. And I wanted to do it without any pressure to perform. I wanted to just be in the moment and understand my body. And while I went in seeking strength and endurance, I actually got so much more out of the experience. And I feel like I reconnected with a part of myself that honestly I thought was lost for good. So if you're looking for a reason to escape into nature, let this be your excuse. Who knows? It might just change you too.
So and the caption for that video was, "It's time to come clean. I have so much more to share about this experience, but let's start at the very beginning." And then after that one, and I'm scrolling on my phone if you can't see. Hello Kitty girlies, rise up. My phone case is a Hello Kitty phone case. Anyways, the next post about the wellness retreat was how to choose a wellness retreat. And I will mention in that first, and I will point out, just to be fair, in that first video, the wellness retreat's name was not mentioned. So there's that, I suppose. But oh my God. Okay. Natasha Bedingfield, I love you. You're copywritten. So the rest is copywritten. Anyway, sorry. The next post is a 20 image, carousel or whatever on Instagram about how to choose a wellness retreat. She says, "I used the following criteria to pick the right retreat for me. 1, food. 2, fitness. 3, comfort." She said, "I wanted a place where eating was free from shame or guilt. I also wanted to be introduced to new foods." And this one's funny because like the picture she chose to include with the slide of wanting to be introduced to new foods is literally just a salad. So I don't really know what that is. I feel like she's probably eaten a salad before, but yeah. Saying, "I wanted to learn about eating to fuel my body. I wanted to build a reliable pattern of eating as this is something I struggle with." And she says, "I looked at places that had nutrition-based meals, set meal times, diverse menus, and cooking/food education." She said, "I wanted a safe space to try new forms of movement, and I wanted a place that had a teamwork versus competitive mindset. I wanted to feel safe pushing myself and learning what my body is capable of," which I don't know what she was doing here, but it looks maybe like a conventional deadlift, and it looks like she's doing 225, which I'm jelly of, but you know. "I wanted a way to be active when I wasn't feeling my best." And it says, "I had looked at places that had a wide variety of classes, flexible and adaptive schedules, pool and spa offerings, team building mentality, private training, and physical therapy." She said, "I wanted to be surrounded by nature. I wanted Data to enjoy this experience with me." Data is her dog. And I wanted to be thoughtfully out of my comfort zone. I wanted to find myself while getting lost. I didn't want to feel pressure to be or look a certain way. I looked at places that were in places I had never been, extremely dog-friendly, built in nature, focused on solo visitors, unpretentious, and built in a haze mentality," which I think is very interesting that she put that in here because for a long time when she started talking about her health journey online, she was very much starting to veer away from the haze mentality. So I think it's interesting that we're back here when looking for a wellness retreat in her mind. I narrowed it down to several places and then made a final decision based on weather in the area in June and July, how excited I was for the hiking, feedback from reviews, cost, availability, and logistics. I chose Skyterra for my first wellness retreat experience and have no regrets. So she went to this place called Skyterra Wellness Retreat, and the caption for this post about choosing the wellness retreat says, "I started researching wellness retreats at the end of last year. I wanted to find a place to celebrate the end of my surgery journey, but also to help make the next step in my health and fitness. I made my selection based on the things that were most important to me now, and I ended up choosing Skyterra. To be very clear, this wasn't a gifted experience, and I didn't even tell them I was an influencer while I was there. I was just Anna working on herself." Now, given the amount of content that she made and that she's now been posting about going to Skyterra, and just given Anna's track record, I just have a hard time believing this. Okay, she can tell me until she's blue in the face that it was not gifted, but I have a hard time believing it. And I think a lot of the people who are critical of her based on her lack of disclosing any other partnership have a hard time believing it as well. She said, that said, there were other retreats that made the short list, but for one reason or another didn't work out. For example, Utah had some great options, but for a summer retreat, it just was too hot. Choosing to make time to work on yourself for whatever reason is a big choice. I wanted to show why I chose the retreat I did, because I know not everyone has the time or hyper focus to do the ridiculous amount of research I did. What I can say is Skyterra is a safe place for anyone who wants to work on themselves. People are there for all different reasons. From corporate burnout to loss to building activity level post-surgery. Heck, some people are just there because it's a nice place for a vacation. It attracts kind, fun, and interesting people, so going solo is very easy. The people actually might just be the best part of going. Many people return yearly, which is also nice to see. After seeing and recognizing their resort in my reels, Skyterra did reach out and offer y'all a $500 discount if you mention my name or Glitter and Lasers. I don't make any money off of this, although they may give me a free stay in the future, which I wouldn't hate. I'm just passing it along. Okay. I truly feel those mountains are healing and that this experience changed me for the better. It's definitely got my stamp of approval. That being said, I'm excited to keep exploring this world. I want to highlight and share spaces that are safe places for people of all sizes to explore wellness. Let me know if there's somewhere you think I should try next. That's the second post about this wellness retreat. And so this place is in North Carolina. And I went and looked at this wellness retreat because I think places like this are very interesting. Because I do think a lot of this is stuff that people can learn on their own, and that things like this are very much a luxury and not a necessity when it comes to embarking on a health and wellness journey, embarking on a weight loss journey. And I think that also places like this and people like Anna pushing places like this makes weight loss seem even more unattainable to some people who have maybe not even tried it before, and it makes them think that places like this might be necessary, right? And so the main thing I wanted to look at was the cost, right? And for a summer weekly rate, Skyterra through the end of September, this is a discount, is $4,060 a week. Okay, the regular program rates are $4,655 per week. For 2 weeks, if you book, you get a little discount, and that makes it $4,445 per week. And if you book for 3 weeks plus, it then becomes $4,270 a week. And these all push their all-inclusive package. So let me see what that includes. It says your nightly rate includes delicious chef-prepared meals and snacks, along with a full schedule of classes and activities, inspiring workshops, and immersive experiences tailored to your well-being. Cozy into your very own private lodging, enjoying access to our state-of-the-art wellness facilities, and take part in our adventures, all without additional fees. Everything you need for a transformative stay is included in one flat rate. That just feels like so much money, and I am all about investing in your health and your personal wellness, like however you can and however you want to. But to me, this just seems like such an exorbitant amount of money. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that real quick. I think it's also really interesting. They offer GLP-1 support programs as well. But yeah, so that's a little bit about Skyterra and the cost there. It's so hard for me to believe that she posted about Skyterra using their name, tagging herself there on her Instagram account that has 1.2 million followers for absolutely nothing. Okay. Like, I have a really hard time believing that. Yeah. So, especially given her track record with undisclosed partnerships. Anyways, she went to this wellness retreat, and this is where we'd get her first videos of her flipping things like tires, which weigh, I think, like 300 pounds, lifting heavy weights, etc., etc. I am not a doctor, nor am I a personal trainer. I went to art school. You know what I am? I am a fat girl whose preferred method of exercise is lifting weights, usually of the heavier variety for me. Okay. And the first red flag for me watching her do these things at this wellness retreat, post about her doing a trap bar deadlift. I was looking at that and I was like, oh my God, she's wearing the wrong shoes. And whenever I see anybody wearing the wrong shoes, lifting very heavy, it just stresses me out, man, because she was wearing very squishy sneakers, which to me look a lot like Hoka's. And when you are lifting heavy, you want to be wearing either lifting shoes, very, very flat shoes. A lot of people lift in Converse or Vans, or no shoes at all. For reference, my preferred lifting shoe of choice are the Nike Metcon 9s. I love lifting in those. She did add an edit to the caption of this video saying that she knows she was wearing the wrong shoes. And the way she said it was like super passive aggressive though, and that kind of bothered me, but that's just like on par for her. Let me go see how she worded this just so we can all be on the same. It says, I have never professionally trained for heavy lifting, so my trainer wanted to assess what my limits are. 3 months post-surgery with virtually no training, I already have a 1 rep max of 400 pounds. Now I am considering pursuing powerlifting because clearly my body was made to be strong. And regarding the shoes, she says, additionally, I know I don't have the right shoes. This was my first time ever lifting heavy. I have since purchased flat shoes specifically designed for heavy lifting. Also a gentle reminder that pointing out all the things someone is doing wrong the first time they do something, especially when they don't ask, isn't always as helpful as you think. For many people, the win was showing up and doing it. Let people have those wins. That's how habits are born. Thank you to so-and-so at Skyterra for believing in me and always helping me both celebrate and improve my strength. Okay, totally get that this was her first time doing any of this and that she may not have known that those shoes were incorrect. The fact of the matter is, the trainer at the $4,000 plus a week wellness retreat should have known that those were the wrong shoes. Okay, that's where I'm going with all of this. Also, personally, like I said, no formal training in this area, but I have been lifting for about like 4 years. I personally think that if I was strength testing someone who had never really lifted heavy before and was trying to see what their 1 rep max was, so like the most they could lift in 1 rep, I would have also made sure, first of all, that they were in the correct footwear. Second of all, or just told them, take the shoes off if you don't have the right shoes, right? And also would have made sure that they were wearing the proper protective gear, like a lifting belt. For me personally, if I am trying to do a 1 rep max, I'm probably going to be belted, just to make sure everything's covered there and that I'm not increasing my risk for injury. Just given how much this resort or this wellness retreat costs and the fact that this was allowed really makes me call into question the quality of the retreat at all. Personally, me just speculating, okay? In the captions of the rest of the videos talking about her lifting and things like that now, she is saying that she's focusing more on her strength and not her size and was interested in and is interested, like she said, in pursuing powerlifting. So I want to take it back a little bit before any of this wellness retreat stuff came up. And she posted a video about a cave tour that she did. This whole tour was her just like being obnoxious about how big she was in these caves and overall portraying it to be kind of a struggle.
Mammoth Cave National Park. Smile. I'm like, am I gonna get stuck? This is really tight. I'm not gonna lie.
Is this how the caverns were in New Mexico?
No. Absolutely not. Is this what hell looks like? What did I get myself into?
See why you have
Oh
to
my
be.
God.
You have to be
The
like
ass was almost too fat. I'm too tall. I'm too fat. It's okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. There's so many stairs. It's just so tiny. Guess what, guys? More steps. Old lady walk through the cave. I just hiked 700 steps.
I think this is where Anna runs into a lot of issues on her social media, personally, in my opinion, as someone who does social media full time in both of her jobs. It's like, are you fit and fat, or does being fat make things harder? Do I think there could be a happy medium in there somewhere? 100%, absolutely. But like with Anna's posts, it's either like one or the other, right? And so I just wanted to put that here for some context as well. And like this was posted before any of the wellness retreat stuff happened. So now she's in her strongman era, okay? She chose to pursue strongman training over powerlifting training, which I am happy about personally, because based off what I know about powerlifting, I think there would have been too many rules for Anna, okay? I don't think she would have been able to wear her compression garments either for her lipedema surgery healing. And so I think that would have been a no-go for her to begin with. And I do believe, from what I understand about the coach she has hired for her strongman training, I do believe he is kind of like, he's like what he trains and also competes in what is essentially like the Paralympics, but for strongman. That's what I understand. And so like Anna's already training to be kind of like an unconventional strongman competitor, which I agree with that decision. If I was to do that, I would be the same probably. I'm just gonna say here, I cannot even pretend that I could lift the amount that Anna is already lifting, okay? I started lifting 4 years ago, and my goal still to this day is to do a 225 pound unbelted conventional deadlift. And every time without fail over the last 4 years that I would hit like 200 or 205, I would then have some sort of like non-lifting related health setback that would set me back more. So it's just been me like taking a million steps forward, having to go back, blah, blah. So I have not hit that yet. Okay. I think our girl's already out here doing that. And also the trap bar deadlift was 400 pounds, which I will say a trap bar deadlift, there's less of a range of motion there. So it's more like hippie than it is like full body. You know what I mean? And so I think the amount that she is lifting personally is impressive, but I have seen it called into question of how impressive it actually is based on the fact that she is she's a big girl, and that physics does exist and that mass does indeed move mass. So there is that as well to take into consideration. But overall, I do think what she's doing is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Something that is interesting here to just touch on for me with Anna and her various like health journeys and health hyperfixations as they come off to me, is that it's always in extremes. Like it's never, I call them journeys, but it's never really that, okay? Like she decided once that she liked running, so she immediately needs to run a 5K. Now she decides she likes lifting. She immediately hires a coach to help compete in strongman competitions. I do know she has mentioned that she is like neurodivergent. I've personally always thought that she at least has ADHD. As someone who, I have OCD that presents like ADHD, but the reason my ADHD things exist is because I have OCD. I have a video explaining all that. Let me know if you want me to just make an updated video on my experience with that, because now it's very well treated and I have learned a lot about it. So I would love to talk about it more. So let me know if you want that, by the way, down below. So I think maybe these extremes have to do with that potentially. And this was something that I had an issue with how she talked about her running. And also she did a lot of training with, I think they're like the PRX straps, like those straps where you do a lot of body weight stuff. A lot of what she was doing with the running and on those just did not seem safe to me for someone of her weight, given just the sheer amount of force that would put on her joints. But she was promoting herself doing these things. The thing about Anna is she does have supporters, and her supporters are very like staunch in their support of her. And I think they take a lot of the things that she says and a lot of the things that she promotes doing as gospel. I just really hope that with this new strongman lifting era that she takes care with how she posts about it, because like all these other things, but I think maybe even a little bit more, I think promoting lifting the wrong way or with incorrect form or doing too much too soon has the potential to not only injure Anna, but has the potential to cause her very staunch supporters to hurt themselves. I'm gonna say, like, my form with lifts and stuff, pretty solid. Like, I've worked with trainers and stuff in the past, so my form with things was just nailed into my brain at a very young age. And so my lifting form, as far as I am aware, is pretty solid. But I still don't post videos of me lifting on the internet. One, because I don't really want to. And two, because I don't want to accidentally promote doing something or like doing a lift the wrong way, even though it works for me and I haven't hurt myself yet, because I know that could lead to someone doing it, wanting to do it similarly, which would lead to them potentially hurting themselves. I just don't want to take that risk. Okay. So like because what kinds of lifts and what kinds of form work for people, it's what works for them and it might not work for everybody else. And so I just worry about how Anna is going to continue posting about this. Also going to be very interested to see if this leads to her being like a supplement pushing girly now, okay? Because that is an issue that runs rampant in the lifting corner of the internet, is that so many unregulated supplements and things are being pushed, and I hate it. Because more often than not, especially for who I assume to be in Anna's audience, which is probably a lot of plus size women, a lot of those things are just not necessary for us to start lifting. Okay. I tried creatine once. I felt like a bloated I hated it. I felt so gross. And so I stopped. And I really don't take any other supplements other than like protein powders and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to be very interested to see if that becomes a thing, and interested to see if it does become a thing, how she does it, because like I said, undisclosed partnerships are kind of Anna's bread and butter. So I know that there was like an Instagram story rant also about her, that was basically her lecturing her audience about how she was not paid to promote the clinic that did all of her lipedema surgeries. And whatever, but like, I find that hard to believe and I don't feel like covering it here. I talk a lot about my thoughts on her surgeries in my last video that I did, about her. So that'll be down below. I'm honestly here. I just wanted to talk about, one, the wellness retreat and how expensive it was and how unnecessary I feel it is, especially given the poor techniques that she was performing with a trainer right there in front of her that could have corrected her at this really expensive wellness retreat. As, like I said, as another fat girl who loves lifting, I find this new era very fascinating. So I probably will be keeping up with it and making updates as I want to. Not saying I am the be all end all of lifting knowledge. Okay. Like I said, I don't lift very heavy. I lift heavy for me right now. I just find it very interesting. And so I want to keep talking about it. And I just want to say, I think if this was any other fat influencer besides Anna, who is embarking on a weightlifting journey, I would think this is so great and I would be so supportive. And honestly, I am supportive of Anna. I want her to succeed. Okay. I want her to achieve goals that she wants to, but I need her to know that this especially is going to take time. Gonna take time, mama. Like, yes, newbie gains are a thing, but it's gonna take some time. I think given the context that it is Anna, I'm approaching it a little more critically, given all of her like past poor behaviors and brand promotion on her social media. So I think this has the potential to be either cool or really bad. So yeah. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. That's all I have to say today. Thank you to Akiflow for sponsoring this video, and thank you so much for being here. Leave a weightlifting emoji down below if you made it this far, and thank you so much for making it this far if you did. And remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, drink your water, take your meds if you need them, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye!